What's up everybody, we're back with another video. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about a fish that I accidentally bought and it ended up being one of my favorite fish. I've spoken about this fish in the past, but I want to explain why I bought it and why I was more than surprised at how much I actually liked the fish. So we're going to quickly take a look at the 180 behind me, and there are plenty of fish in here. The fish I want to point out is the silver arowana. The silver arowana is a fish that you get because it's an aesthetic fish. It looks fantastic. Okay, anybody who buys an arowana is not buying an arowana because it has any particular function. It's not going to be eating any insects that fall into the water or anything like that. The only function it has is to look pretty. Now, I can say the same thing about the giant gourami. Giant gouramis, again, I would say it looks fantastic. Mine looks really cool. Most people are kind of like, they look ugly, but, you know, I don't care about those people. I'm joking. You know, it's kind of like marmalade, marmite. You either hate it or love it. Marmalade. I don't know which one it is. I think it's marmite. But then there are also other fish, like the giraffe-nosed catfish. They have a function to play. So, you know, when you feed your fish, sometimes, like if you feed them shrimp, the shrimp will tear up as the fish, like, pound at it and chew it up. And those bits will fall to the bottom, and these are the kind of fish that will sift through, usually substrate, we have tile, and eat it all up. So, there are fish with functions and there are fish with aesthetics. So my tinfoil barbs are quite similar to the giraffe-nosed catfish, the same to the ripsaw catfish, who's always hiding behind me. That they sift through the substrate, they sift through all the little nooks and crannies, whatever, and they eat all the food that's managed to hide itself away. These fish are too big, these fish are not usually interested. I'm on about like the Oscar, the silver arowana, the Pacu, and the smallest of the smallest pieces. So they have function. You know, you have plecos, bristlenose plecos, you'll have autosynclus. These are the kind of fish that eat the algae on the tank. So certain fish you buy because they have a function. Now, the fish that I bought for purely functionality, oh, okay, wait, I missed one thing. And you can also have things like silver dollars and other schooling fish that act as dither fish. So what that means is you have fish that like to group up like this, and because they're in a group, they feel more confident, and this draws out the shy fish. And surprisingly, your big fish, so your pacu, your gourami, there are certain fish that usually are on the bigger side that can be more shy. The reason why is obviously because you only get them on its own. Like the pacu, for example, is quite a shy fish when it's smaller, and it really isn't happy, so you usually get them in schools. But when you get these small fish and you have them in schools and they swim about, they help to bring out and make the other big fish feel safe. So those are like the three main roles that fish have. They either to eat waste, clean your tank, or act as dither fish. Not including like the aesthetic part, like that's just actual functionality. So the fish that I bought, or the fishes that I bought that have a functionality, are my tinfoil barbs. These guys are wicked fish. They have, so I already told you what they do. They go around through all the small bits in between the rock, behind the wood, on the sides and all that stuff, and they filter out all the food that's managed to hide. And they're active, they're always active, which is like the best thing about them. So they're always swimming about the tank, they're always in this little school. I don't know if it's a shoal or a school, they're not very tightly formed, so I don't know which one that is. But yeah, so they swim about nice and together. I've also got a lemon barb in here, who I am including in this tinfoil barb section. That's the lemon barb here. And these guys swim together. It's really cool. And the reason I like them so much is, I think I've said this in the past, they have a very piranha-like mentality. When they see food, they really go aggressive on that food. They're very fast eaters. A lot of the times when they're splashing on the top, that's because of them. Because they come and hit that water really fast, especially the lemon barb. The lemon barb is a very fast fish. When I first got it, it was by itself and it was in the cube tank, and that thing was hitting the side of the glass really hard. Every time I would come, it would get startled and it would bounce around the tank. Thankfully, it didn't kill itself. I was really worried that it would end up killing itself, and it didn't. I'm really happy with that. But I really do enjoy the tinfoil barbs, just watching them swim around, watching them. They do their own thing. They're not harassed by any other fish, really. They're not harassing other fish, mainly. These guys do get fairly big. They can get up to 14 inches. You know, you're going to see them between 10 and 14 inches. That's the more common sort of sizes. 10 and 12 more so than the 14. But these guys can get big. So they can go in a wide array of tanks. You can have them in a tank like this and do a community tank where you have other small cichlids, tetras, things like that. They're not really going to go after them. They're not carnivorous. They're primarily herbivorous. Or you can have them in a monster tank like these guys. You can go in with my silver arowana, they can go in with my Pacu, they can go in with my giant gourami, because they're not going to get eaten by these guys, they're going to get too big. Obviously, there are certain fish that you don't want them to be in with, like tigerfish, snakeheads, especially the larger species. Gar, you know, my gar will go in after these guys. So alligator gar and things like that. The really big fish, you don't want them in with those. But otherwise, you can keep them with a wide array of things. So they're very easy to house as long as you've got a big enough tank. You don't have to worry too much about who you put them in with. You know, they're going to help to make your fish more confident. They're really fun to feed. They have an active job. And they score really nicely with my silver dollars. I'm going to show you a quick clip of my silver dollars when they were in this tank before the whole fiasco with them getting attacked. But they scored really nicely with other schooling fish. So you don't have to have just tinfoil barbs. Like, I've already got them in with a lemon barb. Okay, fair enough, they are both barbs. But you can have them in with a range of other schooling, shoaling fish, and they will kind of come together and make this hybrid school. And it's really, really cool. So I can't wait to get my silver dollars and put them in this tank again. So like I said, they can go in with a wide array of fish. So at the moment, I'm torn between putting them into the big tank once I build it. For the Arowana, the giant gourami, the Pacu, these guys. I don't know whether to put them in with those guys or to leave them in here and have the silver dollars put them in, or I might split it up. I might put the silver dollars in here and then wait for these guys to put on a bit more size before moving them. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. I'm torn because I really like these guys. Working in the monster community, they look really cool, but I think they look even better when they're with the silver dollars because they just schooled in such a nice way, and I really did enjoy that. I didn't expect myself to enjoy this fish as much as I did, and it's become one of my favorite fish to watch in this aquarium. See, I've got a whole lot of nice fish in this aquarium. I'm not going to say I don't, but Severum's still growing, so he's not the main attraction. Again, Midas is still growing, not the main attraction. Giraffe Cat, they're usually on the bottom unless it's feeding time, then they come up to the top, so, you know, they only inhabit this part. Oscar's a nice fish, you know, I can't really say anything, but, you know, there's not really much to say about the Oscar. It's such a good fish that there's almost nothing to say about it. It's kind of bland. Obviously, because it's quite a new fish, it's still gonna develop that personality with me, so I can only say that now. It's obviously gonna grow on me, and I might get more Oscars. And I do like Oscars, it's not like I don't. Just for any of you Oscar lovers out there, I'm not saying anything against Oscars, I'm just saying, personally to myself, you know, there are plenty of nice fish. You know, you got the giant gourami and the Pacu. The reason why seeing them all the time doesn't make me happy is because of this right here. They're always fighting. It kind of peeves me because I'm just worried about him hitting the glass too hard. He's ruining my decorations. He's being unnecessarily aggressive. It's not the best thing to see in the world. Silver Arowana, he's great, but he still gets spooked quite easily, which again kind of diminishes that joy when you see them because you think your fish is scared of you, and that's not nice. And these guys are the best. All right, no matter what side of the tank I'm on, they're the first ones to come and greet me. Always, 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 always. They're so much fun to watch. They've got nice coloring too. You know, I haven't actually mentioned that. They got some really nice red in their fins, so they're not just a silver fish. They've got a bit of flair to them. And even the lemon barb, he's got some really nice yellows on his lower fins. And again, this guy will get quite big. He can get up to 2 feet, so he's going to be a bigger growing fish than those guys. But yeah, these guys are a really, really nice fish, and I'm really glad I got them. I was really surprised that I'd like them as much as I do, because I only got them when I had like the black substrate in the 4-foot aquarium. That's why I got them, to filter through that substrate so I wouldn't have to clean it so much. That was the only reason I got them. I didn't really think about the Dither aspect where they would help the monster fish. I didn't really think of them as... Oh look, even the Midas is getting aggro. I didn't even think of them as a blocker, because these guys will help to diffuse aggression. And I didn't really think of them as an aesthetic fish, which is actually what they've turned out to be. They've been a really, really aesthetic fish. So I might get some albinos, because I want to see what that would look like, an albino mixed in with the regulars and have that as another school. That might be quite cool. And I do think I want to make a nice big school of schooling fish, essentially. So silver dollars, tinfoil barbs. I might try and find, maybe, I don't know if bala sharks are any good. They might be too silver, but other fish like that like to swim around in a school and they get to at least 8 inches or so, because, well, maybe even 6 inches to get it really nice and rounded out. So I'm going to quickly feed these guys to show you what I mean by they hit the water. I know I did a feeding in the last video, but yeah, today is their feeding day. I love how the giraffe cat comes up to the top of the aquarium to eat food. They're supposed to be a bottom-dwelling fish. So I'm going to do another video on these guys and talk about how awesome they are soon. But yeah, today I've talked about the tinfoil barbs for long enough. And it's just so wicked the way they come up and they swish around. I do really like these fish a lot. I think you guys realize that by now. So I don't really think I need to say any more on how much I like them for a while. I might give it another 6 months and do another video about how awesome tinfoil barbs are. That Pacu is basically a Hoover. Nothing is going to survive against a Pacu. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please go ahead, leave a like if you did enjoy today's video, subscribe if you haven't already done so, ding the notification bell to get notified as and when videos come out, and as always, follow me on Instagram because you will get daily updates on what is going on here in the fish room, whether it be water changes, feeding, moving some fish around, new fish. You'll get it updated much faster. So go ahead and do that. Thank you so much for watching, like I've already said, and as always, peace out.